Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Hello, Wolverine over here, coming at you live with a brand new video. So, I wanted to switch things up because, I love gaming, but I don't really want to do this competitive shit no more. Well, I do, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to play Call of Duty all the time and stuff. So, I wanted to do some like different type of content and shit. Like I really wanted to switch it up, do something that I like. So, what do I like? What do I like to do? I like to storytell. And honestly, I would have done like a different type of storytelling, but I don't know how to animate, so I can't really do like really what my vision is like telling me to do. So, throughout this whole process, this like evolutionary stage, I guess we're just gonna learn together, and eventually I'm gonna start making like animation videos and making them pretty cool and stuff, like having voiceovers and shit like that. But right now I can't really do it, and I want to come out with some content because I have this YouTube channel that I've been like holding on for like a couple years, and honestly speaking, like what better time to do anything than now? So what are we going to talk about first time on my channel? Well, not the first time, but you know what I mean. So basically, I wanted to talk about like the first time I did LSD with my friends. I wanted to do an animation for it, obviously, like I said earlier, but I couldn't because I don't know how to animate. And honestly, I guess maybe I'm just gonna do the audio track, and eventually I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna want to edit over my audio track and just teach me as we go. But you guys gonna have to look at me, and we're not gonna be able to have it too like comedic or whatever. But I guess I could keep you guys entertained, right? I don't really need animations to keep people entertained. So, the story will start off. The story starts off with like two of my friends basically, and how this happened was basically prom happened I think at the beginning of the week, and there's this like high school tradition at my old school that was basically after prom we would all like pitch in together and get a chalet like 2 hours away so we could have like some real end the high school times together. Whoever need to go do what they got to do, well, you guys could do it over there, whatever type of experience. So I had already spoken to my mom like earlier, like months earlier, but my two best friends hadn't spoken to their parents. Well, one did, and they said no because his parents just fucking hated him, which was kind of weird in my opinion because like his two brothers, older and younger, sold drugs, and like they never looked into it. They never like stressed about like the other two. They only focused on the middle child. So I think Malcolm in the Middle was right. Like life as life as a middle child really fucking sucks because like he had like the short end of the stick. So, anyways, me and we'll call him Tim, basically. And me and Tim, we were basically allowed to go, but Tim's parents didn't give a fuck. They were just like, you could go, but we're not giving you money, and also we're not bringing you back. Like we're not bringing you there, we're not bringing you back. But like he didn't tell me about the part where they're not gonna bring us, like they're not gonna bring us back. So I asked my dad. My dad's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll bring you there. And after he lied the whole time, and he's like, oh yeah, don't worry. My dad said that he's gonna come pick us up. And after the Sunday comes, and after we're like 2 hours away from home, like asking people, can they drop us off? But like everybody was already like organized, right? So like the cars were already full. Thank God. Anyways, this will be for another time. But thank God we found like some actual nice like schoolmate that was down to like help us out and shit. So, anyways, so we organize ourselves throughout the week. We're all hyped up. We're all getting ready. We're getting like, thinking about what we're gonna do. Getting the weed. Well, I'm the only one who brought the weed. My friends didn't bring anything. Actually, we're gonna call him Jacob. So basically, he brought hash because he's the one who introduced me to hash and stuff. So he always had hash on him, so that was not a problem. But Tim didn't bring anything. Tim just came with. Tim was there for the vibes. So fast forward to after prom, and basically the week that the weekend coming up. So I think we left on Friday to Sunday. So Friday comes along, we hang out with we're gonna call him Kevin. We hang out with Kevin, the one that couldn't come. So we hang out with him, we smoke with him, and we tell him, yo, we're gonna go have some fun, and it sucks that you can't be here. He was really bummed out. Like I understand, because like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and the fact that he couldn't go, yeah, I would have been pretty pissed. I would have been pretty pissed on my parents. But like it is what it is. He should have fought harder. Fucking skill issue. So we get in the car. My dad brings us over there. It takes 2 hours. And I forgot to talk about the decision making of what we were gonna do over there. So we were like, hey, like I used to listen to this group called Flatbush Zombies, and I was really into like psychedelics and stuff, and like conspiracy theories and shit. So like I always wanted to try like mushrooms or like LSD or something like that. So during the week that we were planning everything, we kind of came up with like a plan of what we were gonna do, and we're like, hey, it would be a perfect time since we're gonna be in the woods. We should probably like, you know, take LSD or some shrooms, and we ended up finding LSD a lot easier than shrooms. So we ended up getting like 3 tabs, and we brought them over there. So my dad drops me off, and he's like, well, he looks around, and he's like, he looks at his cell phone, and he's like, there's no signal. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, well, good luck. I hope you get home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try my best. My friend's supposed to drop us off, but, you know, didn't end up dropping us off, coming to pick us up or whatever. So we're on our own. So it's the 3 musketeers just walking through the forest, and we get to the chalet. And as soon as we get inside the chalet, we each have our tabs, right? Because like as soon as we got out of the car, we like handed each other the tabs and shit to get ready. And so we get inside the chalet, we say hi to everybody from school and stuff like that. Everybody's already turning up and shit. So us, we put the tab on our tongues, and you know, we wait for it to kick in. So we're like all in our respective corners, hanging out with different types of people and stuff. So while we're hanging out, it starts to hit us, but we took it at the same time. So it starts to hit us like all around the same time. So I guess the music and like the people just talking and stuff like that was really like fucking with our heads. So we like ended up going to take a walk, and we ended up all 3 of us like together. We didn't even look at each other or whatever. We just ended up together. So we start walking. That was the like basic activity of the night. We walked from sundown to sun up. This shit was ridiculous. I don't even know why. Well, we were under the influence of drugs, so obviously that's why we did it. But it was, you know, it was fun because, you know, we were 3, it was us 3, but it was not fun for our legs, right? So before we start like continuously walking, we end up in another chalet, because basically there was like the advanced kids that, you know, so there was the regular kids, like the regular class, and after there was the advanced class. So the advanced class, them too, they had a chalet and stuff. So we had a couple of friends over there, and we'll call him Liam. So basically, we get into that chalet and stuff, and we see our friend Liam. And I played football with Liam. So, you know, we were supposed to be like pretty tight. Me, him, and like, you know, Tim and Jacob, right? Especially him and Jacob. Like, they used to hang out, like, just them two, you know? I was more with like Tim and Kevin all the time. And Liam and, Liam and Jacob used to hang out all the time and stuff. So we get into the chalet, we start hanging out, we start like laughing and stuff. We're having a good time and stuff. So we're having a really good time, and he, you know, he sees like that we're like, you know, a bit like, you know, not clumsy, but a bit off, but like not off in a bad way, off in a fun way, like, you know what I mean? Like we're just tripping nuts, right? So we're just hanging out, and we tell him eventually, because, you know, we're having a conversation, we're partying and stuff. We're like, oh dude, you know, we just took like LSD and stuff. And his smile went from a smile to a frown immediately. He was smiling, he was hanging out with us, and after he just looked at us, like, you guys took LSD? And we're like, yeah, but us, you know, we're so much like in the vibe, we're chilling, we didn't even feel his energy, because we're like, the other, like us 3, we were just having a good time. So we're like, yeah dude, you know, we just took some LSD, we're having a good time. And the whole time, you know, we're walking around and talking and everything, and he was sober, or, you know, he drank. So I guess not to look weird around the girls that like our age and stuff like that, because, you know, like LSD is kind of a big drug, I guess, you know, like it's for teenagers, it's not weed, right? It's not weed. So I guess he didn't want to look like weird. So he's talking to us, right? And he's like, oh, that's kind of weird that you guys took LSD and stuff. But the girls are super fine with us. Like everybody, like there was like some girls I used to like talk to back in high school and stuff like that were really cool with me. We were friends. And even like I got into an accident recently, and some of them came to see me at the hospital. So we were pretty tight and shit. So that's why I didn't understand the next part, right? So we're talking. And after we end up like at the door, and he's like, yo, you guys have to go. And we look at him, we're like, what do you mean we have to go, bro? Like, it's nighttime. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're in the woods. We just walked 30 minutes to get here. Like, we won't know how to get back. He's just like, well, that's not my problem, guys. And at that point, we're outside, because we're not going to start a fight with them. We're just on like some good vibes, you know? So we're just outside, and we're like, you're serious, dude? And he's like, he shakes his head. He's like, yeah. And he just slams the door on us. So we just look at each other. We're just like, what the fuck just happened? So we just continue walking. You know, we take a well. I mean, one of us had a bag, and we just continued walking, and we were just vibing, laughing, having a good time and stuff. I heard a few wolves I heard wolves howling. I don't know if it was wolves or some other creature or whatever, but I heard something in the woods, which kind of scared us. We were just kind of okay. We were just kind of like, okay, this might get fucked up, but you know, let's cross our fingers. Hopefully, nothing happens, right? So. We continued walking, and honestly speaking, I guess we didn't follow back on our tracks, so we ended up like doing the whole turn of like all the chalets, and there's hundreds of chalets, right? So like it takes hours to get like to walk from all around the chalet areas and stuff. So because you know chalet ground is normally like there's a lot of like land and stuff, so we walked all around the chalets to get back to our chalet. So that took hours. So my friend, Jacob is like, his stomach is bubbling, you know, like he can't do it no more. So he just stops walking and he's like, guys, I have to go to the bathroom. And we're like, bro, like, where are you going to go in the bathroom? There's no bathroom. We're in the woods. You can't wipe your ass. That's secondly. And thirdly, like, we just heard wolves. Like, what do you want to do? Like, you want to get eaten or something? Plus, we're tripping balls. So he's like, bro, I really can't do this anymore. So we continue walking for a bit, and after I get like a little stench come up my nose. I'm like, wait a second, what is that smell? And you know, it wasn't like you know the unspoken rule. So nobody actually said anything, but you know, Jacob was like, I have to go take a shit, and it started to stink. So I'm pretty sure he shit himself. So. We don't say anything. We just keep walking, right? And at one point, I guess it's so uncomfortable that he's like, guys, I'm going into the woods for a bit. Just wait for me for a bit. We're like, okay, bro. I mean, do what you got to do. We'll wait here, but hopefully you don't get like eaten or whatever. So he goes into the, you know, into the woods, and he had a flannel on. He went into the woods with a flannel, and he came back out without the flannel, and he had a plastic bag, and me and Tim, we look at each other. We're kind of like, what the fuck? Where did this plastic bag come from? And where's the flannel? He just shook his head. He's like, bro, the flannel is gone. And he did like a 360 shot with the fucking plastic bag into the fucking, into the woods. And yeah, there went the flannel, and what I assume was his boxers also, because like the stench left. So I was pretty happy about that. I don't think he was too happy, but I was, you know, me and Tim, we were feeling pretty good. Our noses was feeling pretty good. So we continue walking a few more hours, and the sun is coming up. So it's about 5-6 in the morning, and we finally like get to our chalet, but we didn't like, you know, we're walking and we start seeing like beer cans on the floor. There was a sauna, and the sauna was like broken off of like the hat. Like there was these two like wooden pieces that were holding the sauna, and basically the sauna was like off the wooden pieces. So we're like, I mean, it's either that like some adults were really partying hard like some fucking crackheads, or this is the chalet of like some teenagers. So we walk in, the door's unlocked, obviously, and there's about 20 kids in one chalet. So like people are sleeping on fucking. There's the people that paid the most that are sleeping upstairs in actual rooms. Then after there's the sofa, but like I paid, and I knew I was not gonna sleep like in a room. I thought I was gonna sleep like on the floor or something, like, because you know there was covers and shit like that. But I came in so late that there was no space for me. So you know we walk in, and the way that it was made, like you open the door and like it's like not a bay window, but it's like a window like to the back, you know. So you could see like you know the stuff in the back and shit. So we walk through the chalet because we're looking for like to see if people are still awake and stuff. And there was some people that were awake but they were like in the backyard looking at the water and shit. So we went in the backyard and we smoked a cigarette, and we're just like, we're never doing this again, because this was really dangerous and we could like got lost in the woods. Which, you know, coming to think of it, maybe not, because you know we ended up finding our way, and I think it was just like a big like camping ground, like a big circle and shit. But like still, we were in the woods. Like yeah, it was pretty deep. So we end up back there. We were smoking a cigarette. This is back when I was smoking cigarettes and stuff. Yeah, we chilled, we rolled a joint, and we enjoyed the sunset. And then after, we ended up having to go sleep. Like I slept in the sauna for a bit because I needed something to rest my back, and I was not going to sleep out in the open and fucking air open. Like Plus, there was so many like fucking bugs and shit. So like, I was like, no, I'm not about to get like massacred by fucking mosquitoes and stuff while I'm sleeping. Not happening. So I slept in the sauna. I don't know where the other two slept. And yeah, man, it took a while before like I came down from like, you know, the LSD and everything, but eventually I did come down, so I was able to close my eyes a bit and rest for the next day. Oh, and last thing, you know, maybe there should be like some adult supervision at these parties and like these like retreats where there's only teenagers and stuff, because like there was food in like the fridge and the what's it called, the refrigerator, right? Like there was frozen meat and stuff like that for us to cook in the morning, because, you know, so we could eat. You know what people did? Some people came to the chalet like fucking assholes that weren't even invited, okay? So they had cars because they were older than us. So they come to the chalet, they drive there, and like they're partying with us, right? They're chilling. It's okay, fine, you know, like it's, you guys want to relive your high school experience, which, you know, weird, but you know, who am I to judge? So they get there and they're partying and everything, and I swear to God, I thought it was the LSD at first, but then after like when we actually woke up and people were hungry, people were saying that there was these guys that took food from the fridge and from the like the what's it called, from the refrigerator, and they whipped everything like into the woods and stuff. So the next morning when people woke up, there was no food, and thank God we had one, because these people, these assholes, just left. So they left at night. They did like the 2 hour drive to go back home and stuff. So we were stuck there, no car. There was only one girl that had a car. Shout out, bless her heart. We'll call her like Kayla. Kayla had a car. So she ended up like, we were all like passing out and we were all starving because we partied and we were dehydrated too. They did that with the water bottles too. So she ended up going to, and she paid out of her own pocket to go. There was a McDonald's maybe 45 minutes away. She went to the McDonald's and bought us food for everybody that was there. I think people might have put like a bit of money too, you know, just, but like she paid the blunt of it. So, you know, Kayla, shout out to you, man. I know we don't talk anymore and this is not your real name, but hey, if you hear this story, maybe you'll see yourself in it. So yeah, that was my first time taking LSD, and there's a lot more stories of me taking LSD, but like this was the first time, and it was the funnest time, like I find, because like, you know, it was only me and my my two friends, but like we had to keep each other entertained, man, and it was a really like, it was like a camping trip, right, with just two of your buddies and stuff, really ill prepared. We were not prepared whatsoever, but you know, at least we had each other, so we were good. We were good on the vibes. So this is what I'm going to be doing on my YouTube channel. Hopefully eventually I'll learn how to edit, so I could just not edit, but like I could learn how to like animate and stuff, because I really want to, like, I have a vision in my head, and like I could only do so much while I'm talking directly into the camera and stuff. So hopefully we'll learn how to animate, and I could bring you guys some of the best content you guys have ever seen. Well, the best content that I could possibly produce. So thank you for watching, and please leave a like, and please subscribe. You know, it'll really help out the channel, and it's gonna put us in a position so we can continue doing this, and I can keep entertaining you guys. So thank you for watching. Peace.